Did your mother, was she able to come and see you or not?
No. No, in fact,
Could you speak to her?
for some reason, and I cannot tell you why, I was banned from visitors. That includes my daughter, the mother of my daughter, that includes any friends.
Was Andrew as well?
I don't believe so, but no one tried to visit him. Maybe they were rejected at the prison gate. I don't know, but I was, at one point, it's on file, it's on paperwork, at one point I was banned from receiving visitors.
Could you make calls?
Yeah, there was some phone time, but I didn't make a single call while I was in prison. I spent 3 months without speaking to anybody.
Other than Andrew?
No, only my lawyer, actually. Only my lawyer.
And did you get into similar physical threatening situations that he did?
No, I mean, Andrew had like a few Mexican standoffs, let's say, but I think that jail is a world of realities, and, you know, lots of tough guys, whether they be Romanian or British or American, nowadays, the tough guy move is, you've offended me, I'm going to use my phone, I'm going to call the boys, and the boys are going to come beat you up. I think that that is the standard operating procedure in lots of the world. I mean, as Andrew said, I come from a council estate, I understand this very well. When you walk into a prison cell, that's not the reality. The reality is, if I start a fight with this guy, it may be 10 to 15 minutes before anyone shows up. And I'm a 6'4", 17 and a half stone former kickboxer. Everyone knows me. Everyone knows I'm a professional athlete. So I actually didn't have any problems at all. I would say that everyone was very kind and very respectful to me. Not just because they were intimidated by me. No, absolutely not. Because there were some guys in there who I should have been intimidated by. But I give respect, and I think I receive it back. And I did okay in that environment.
People often say, and it's certainly true from people I've interviewed over the years, that you're a product of your environment, particularly of your parents.
Yes.
In a November 2011 Facebook post, your father, Emery, wrote that the eternal problem of the alpha male was protecting his flock of women. He said, "The times I struck a woman, brackets, in passion, I never left a mark, no trace, hyper control, super control of a human animal. They love me still."
I've never heard that before in my life. I'm smiling, man, because I can imagine his voice saying it.
You can.
I can imagine his voice saying it. The only times I've struck a woman, in brackets, in passion. Have you ever struck a woman in passion, Piers?
No.
You haven't?
No.
Not a little spank?
Well,
not once?
Let's keep this above board. But
I want to, Piers, but I'm saying, like, I understand how you're trying to phrase this.
No, I don't understand.
And again, my father is dead and can't defend himself.
I'm not trying to phrase it in any way. I'm just curious what you think he meant by that.
I honestly don't know. I mean, keep in mind, my father died when I was 27, and that post was written a long time ago. I've never heard it before. I've never seen it before.
But what kind of father was he in terms of the values he instilled in you and Andrew?
Oh, he was a wonderful man, and he was a very protective man over his family and the people he cared about. I mean, they got divorced many, many years ago, but even with his dying breath, he would have jumped in to fight 10 men to defend my mother and her honor. That's the kind of guy he was, super protective and super, you know, involved in everyone he loves life, even if he was far away. You know, the phone calls were constant, the emails were constant, and he held us very accountable as young men.
Andrew tweeted last year, "My dad was a chess genius, CIA operative. My mother was a dinner lady. They had nothing in common. Dad said she fed you boys healthy meals every day, cleaned the house, and was largely quiet. I loved her very much. That's literally all men want."
Are you asking if that's an accurate description of my parents' relationship?
Yeah.
Perhaps, yeah. But my mother was a wonderful mother. See, I don't think.
But they split up.
Of course they did. But that doesn't. Well,
so when he says that's literally all men want,
they split up way before I was old enough to understand marriage or sexual or male or female dynamics. By the way, so I can't even comment on their marriage. What I can comment on is how they were as parents. And what I will say is, I don't look back on my childhood raised in a council estate. On state benefits, you know, I was free school lunches. I don't look back on that and think, oh, my mother was a terrible mother because we didn't have any money. Because I don't think it was my mother's job to, I guess, provide as much as my father was doing his best from the United States. But I will look back and say my mother was an absolutely wonderful mother. I had 3 square meals a day. She knew how to manage her finances, didn't smoke, didn't go out with her friends.